Why did you miss weight on Friday?
Uh, Man, I mean, several factors, you know what I'm saying? But, I think, I'm getting older and my body just can't do the things that it used to do, you know what I'm saying? So, um, and fighting, like I didn't come in that much heavier than I did for the last fight. So, I thought it was going to be a piece of cake. I thought it was going to be a walk in the park and, things just went sour.
What's going on, my people? It's the MMA Boxing Addicts channel. We finally got some answers when it comes to Bryan Battle, my friends. If you guys aren't aware, UFC 319 took this place where Bryan Battle was supposed to be facing Zoltan in the middleweight division. He used to fight in the welterweight division, but he had problems dealing with his weight. His last weight class was at 170 pounds. He missed his last fight against Randy Brown by 4 pounds. All right, whatever. He decides, I'm going to move up weight, man. I'm just having too much of a tough problem. So he moves up to the middleweight division, which is 186 pounds. Well, he came in this Friday and missed weight by 4 pounds again, which is absolutely ridiculous, man. Bryan Battle, man, we talked about it. We love you on this channel. We've been watching you since season 29, The Ultimate Fighter, before you had your second child. I remember watching you talking about how you're doing this for your kid and your baby mama, man. And you guys are struggling. You guys aren't the richest people, this and that. You used to be a heavyweight, weighing over 220 pounds, my friends, and used to be a fat guy. You talk about it, being depressing and how you changed your life and ended up losing all this weight. When you were in season 29, you were absolutely phenomenal. Such an exciting fighter, the Butcher. Your fight with Kevin Josette, a fight to absolutely remember, man. I remember when I seen that, the way you were acting at UFC Paris in Kevin Josette's hometown, where you were telling the crowd, y'all really think the Butcher was gonna get butchered by a French dude? Bro, I became one of the biggest. I mean, we've been Bryan Battle fans, but when that happened, I became one of the biggest Bryan Battle supporters, my friends. And dude, I love his fighting style. He's always putting on goddamn shows for his goddamn fans, man. But recently, he's dealing with his weight issues, and we got some answers. He went onto the Arrow Hawani podcast and was talking about how he's dealing with mental issues. It's just tough for him to make the weight again. He says he's not feeling like how he used to feel when he was younger. He's getting older now, and the weight cuts are getting harder, and I'm explaining to you why. He came from the heavyweight division, my friends. This used to be a fat guy. Have you guys ever started a diet and halfway through the week, Wednesday comes or Thursday comes, and you decide, you know what, I'm giving up. And you just start loading up on pizza, loading up on McDonald's, loading up on Taco Bell because your mental strength and your mental willpower isn't there anymore? That's exactly what Bryan Battle is dealing with, my friends. He just can't make the weight. He went from the welterweight division to the middleweight division specifically for this, and now can't make 186? Are you telling me that he's going to have to go to the light and heavyweight division because of his mental problems? My friends, Bryan Battle is struggling from mental strength. And I think, I'm glad that he talked about it with Eric Hawani, saying that this is never going to happen again. And he's going to change a couple things in his life to be able to make sure that this never happens, which is absolutely wonderful because you got fans out here that love to see you fight, Bryan. I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of UFC guys that support you and think you're absolute bad, man. So I'm telling you, get together, focus on your weight. Get your mental strength again, your mental willpower. You got 2 kids now. Your wife, my friends, hey, if you're an absolute Bryan Battle supporter, hit the like button, leave a comment, give some motivation to Bryan Battle because, man, we don't want to see Bryan Battle cut from the UFC. Could you imagine if Dana White comes out and says Bryan Battle's cut? Because I guarantee you, bro, if this was any other fighter and it wasn't Bryan Battle, they would have been cut already. The fact that it's Bryan Battle and he's such a wow fighter, he's such an exciting fighter that a lot of people like, and he puts on shows every single time he gets on there, he got a little bit of leeway. But if he misses weight one more time, I'm telling you guys, man, whoo, Bryan, let's get it, man. Let's start working, bro. Come on.